Welcome to Eligible Monster. This is the EMP. This is the weekly show that we are bringing back because it's been gone for like a month and a half because everyone got sick and we were traveling. But we just talk about what we've been playing, what we've been doing, and what is happening in the gaming world. So, today I'm going to talk about Mortal Kombat. I've had it for like a week.
Is that how they do it in the new game?
What is going on?
They're like dun 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 dun.
Oh Lord,
Kombat.
we've lost him. He's gone.
That's cool.
What's
No
wrong?
introduction or
I
anything.
did.
It's just you just going like, I'm gonna talk about Mortal Kombat.
Welcome to the EMP, the show every week where Natalie, me, and Andy sit down and talk about, well, Dan too sometimes. Welcome to the EMP, where people on the team sit down and talk about video games in general, what we've done for the weekend, what is the fun news. My name's Benny, that is Natalie, that is Andy. The show's been gone for a month and a half, not because we didn't want to do it, but simply because we were sick and out of town.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You were, yeah.
let's move right into the topics. First up, what have you been playing this week? I've been playing Mortal Kombat. Good question, Natalie.
Yeah, why don't you tell us what you've been playing?
Dan, what have you been playing this week? I'm really interested.
So apparently you're very excited about it. Go for it.
So, Mortal Kombat. Actually, it's a good topic right now because if you look into it, I believe Houston gave me the numbers earlier, but it's roughly $6,000 or over a year of grinding playtime to earn everything.
Excuse me, repeat that?
$6,000.
Yes. That's not a joke. I actually read that as well.
$6,000.
Over six. It's like 6,400.
It's like-
Somebody
something like
did the
that, something,
actual
yeah.
math. Okay.
I've only heard that there was a lot of complaints about players that didn't want to grind in that game.
Well, it's over
and
a
they're
year of
fixing
grinding.
it. Yeah, they're fixing it. And
Yeah.
then you're telling me that it's $6,000?
Apparently, it reminds me of when For Honor came out, and I forget the numbers, but it was something along the lines of like $2,000 for one character to have all of their stuff, or grinding for like a year on one character. And it sounds like that's what it is for Mortal Kombat right now. Now, before the game even came out, they said that they are aware of this and they're going to correct it.
Here's my question though. How do you? Okay, so they said that what, like a week before it came out, right?
A day.
A day before it came
It
out.
wasn't a week. It was after all the reviewers got their copies.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Oh yeah, the reviewers definitely
somebody
said
sitting in that
something.
company
Yeah.
had to like. I'm sure it'll be fine, right? Nobody's gonna notice.
Yeah.
Well, and that's my point. Now, for the record, the game's incredible. Combat is great. The
I mean, it's Mortal Kombat.
So, yeah, it looks super
If
fluid.
you liked Mortal Kombat 10 and you liked
Yeah.
Injustice 2, they took your two favorite games and went, nah, Mortal Kombat kinda. But seriously, you have all the gear, you have the equipment, you can customize your character, you have the full story mode, you have all the
Yeah.
towers. The game is great. It is amazing. I am loving every minute I've been playing it. Okay. Ed Boot. Okay, so supposedly everyone's saying Ed Boot said that all of that was a lie. Either way, it is regardless of being $6,000 or over a year of grind time. It's still enough that the company the day before it came out said we're
Right.
correcting this.
And everything I've read so far, people are like, "Oh, the actual gameplay is good, yada yada yada," but the unlockable grind is awful,
yeah,
and then it would take you literally forever to try to unlock.
I have
everything,
not
yeah.
done story
And the
mode yet.
They said the difficulty level for what's it called, the Heavenly Tower.
the towers. Yeah,
The
it's all-
tower. The difficulty levels all over the place.
The problem with the tower, and this is the issue I've run into so far, is you'll be playing in a normal, you'll be playing in an easy sometimes, and the
Right.
fight itself is fine. It's the random stuff they throw in.
Yeah.
So like portals opens and missiles will come out and hit you. Or they can summon additional guys to jump in and help you. One fight I was on, the tower claimed it was easy. It was unlocking Jade's equipment.
Okay.
I was like, oh, this would be a nice fast tower. It's an easy tower.
Right.
I started it up and one of the fights had the ability to call in Baraka anytime they wanted. So anytime I would start a combo, Baraka's in there going, I'm like, oh my God.
Sounds to me like you got to get good. I don't know what else.
The only
to
way
tell
of
you.
beating it was not comboing, hitting them once and jumping away. Because Baraka would always
How
run
do you
in.
think I play Mortal Kombat?
So
Because I am not good.
the gameplay itself is great. Now, this is the problem I have with the grind. Like you said, how did it get out the door?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
This is not some indie company
Sure.
where they just threw some arbitrary numbers on things.
Like, yeah, I'm
Didn't
sure it'll be fine. Yeah,
no one
yeah.
thought about it.
It's not like this is the first Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like they haven't done similar things with Injustice 2.
Right.
So how did somebody sit around and go, okay, over a year of playtime, $6,000, even if that's a lie and it's like half of those numbers, how did somebody not go, oh, it's $3,000 and I had 6 months to get all the gear? Oh, that's fine.
The people that are going to be picking up the game though and playing it for a very lengthy period of time are going to be super happy about it though, because that's not going to be done for a while, right?
But see, then a lot of the reviewers, one of the reviewers I saw, he was saying how much he loves Mortal Kombat, right? Huge fan, and he says it's awful. and it makes him not want to play the game.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Well, because like I'm in the towers right now trying to earn. I haven't even touched story mode. Because what I liked about Injustice 2 was equipping characters, getting custom gear, working on that. So I went right into that. I'm like,
Right,
oh, we're gonna
yeah,
go right into the towers because you have to do like a whole bunch of tutorial towers, and you have to then use your coins to unlock various characters. Like, there's a whole progress. To
Right,
this.
yeah.
It's not just I do a couple towers and I'm done.
And we call it good.
Yeah, I've started doing all of those towers because that's what I liked about Injustice. I was like, story mode I'll do eventually. Maybe I'll do it on a stream, and if I don't, I'll just do it eventually. That's the way I looked at it. And there's a ton of towers, and I have unlocked like nothing.
Right, yeah, that's, yeah.
Like nothing worthwhile up to this point, and I have been playing this. We got the game almost a week before it came out,
I've achieved nothing.
and I have been playing it. Now,
Achieved nothing.
she's not even lying. I haven't. Now, once they said they're going to fix everything, I haven't spent a
That's good.
single coin on anything. I'm waiting for it to see what it's going to be.
Right, yeah.
But I haven't done anything.
Isn't the actual, like, what you can spend the coins on random as well, though?
No, it's a crypt.
Oh.
So you go in
right.
there and you just got to know where to go to unlock everything.
Oh, okay.
But it has everything from concept art to moves to costumes to fatalities.
But and then like the actual crypt or tombs or whatever you want to say are all random.
they're not random, but you don't know what's in them.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not like there's like this is the costume area of the crypt, so just
Yeah.
go over there if you want to unlock costumes.
And it seems to be arbitrary where everything is because I've walked in. Oh, this is 2,000 coins. Pop concept art. This is 2,500. Pop fatality. This is 10,000. Pop. You got a weird custom decal. Like
This is 10. It is an actual unlockable character. Wait, what?
So
they're saying
basically-
fatalities are not locked, just the move set to be displayed. Yeah, no, I'm giving more examples. I haven't gone that much into the crypt for anyone who's wondering. If I remember correctly, and I might be wrong, but because it's been a while since we played 10, but
You
10 had the
usually are.
fatalities in the crypt. You would go unlock them that way.
Oh, okay.
I've already done a couple of the fatalities that aren't listed.
Yeah.
Because you can look them up.
Sure.
Everyone's second fatality. I did
Yeah, I was
Scorpion.
gonna say,
It's
I-
just out of the 10.
I just did like Sub-Zeros when I was taking my break.
Yeah. So.
So you finished the story. What do you think about it?
No, he hasn't.
No, I
done
haven't done the
story.
story. What I did was I
You
finished
did.
the classic tower because we were talking about that. The classic tower plays like normal tower and it was fine.
Yeah.
I got to the ending and it plays the little cutscene. I got
Right, you
scorpions.
got your story.
Yeah,
Everybody's
I
ending.
did
Yeah,
for a week, dude. What have you been doing?
Seriously.
I just said all the towers.
I feel like you should have
God.
done story mode.
I should have been doing story mode.
Focus on
all
story
the
mode, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
How are we supposed to know how the story is?
Well, the story's amazing.
Thank
From
you.
everyone says it is amazing, so I'm going to be doing it very soon.
Fair enough.
The other major complaint I have about Mortal Kombat is the always online thing, and you saw it happen, and it's hilarious.
Hilarious.
Now here's the worst part.
Hilarious.
I haven't gotten to play that much because it keeps happening.
What happened?
Now I guarantee you, it's just how the game. I'll tell you the story. So I guarantee you that it has something to do with the game just coming out. But
Oh, yeah.
if the game disconnects you, it kicks you from whatever you're doing.
What was the actual release date? Was it this week?
It was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday. Okay.
So
yeah.
before Tuesday, when it would happen, I just was like, okay, it's not out. They're still fiddling
Sure,
with things.
yeah.
But now it's been happening since release, and it's very annoying to get 4 people
For
up
me,
a tower,
hilarious.
Well,
and then
I
it
need
kicks me
to
out to
know
the
now.
title
Just
screen.
tell me.
So normally it just kicks me, and I'm like, oh god, that was annoying, and I go play something else. This was the funniest one ever. Okay.
God.
So Andy's watching me this morning. I'm beating a tower as Scorpion.
Yeah.
We get to the ending. And I go, oh, Andy's like, what's the other fatality?
Yeah,
So I
'cause
look-
he kept doing the normal, the basic Scorpion fatality. So I was like, what's the next one?
Yeah, so I looked it up because you can just punch it in and do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I punched in the code, and so you see Scorpion. He's like, the lights go down. It gets all dark. It goes
into
sort
his
of,
combat stance.
yeah, it's like
Disconnected from server.
and it booted us to the title screen.
The fatality was so powerful
Just
that was
kicked
actually
us out,
kicked
yeah.
off the game.
Wow.
That's the fatality.
Yeah, that's
no
what
one
it
can
is.
play.
Yeah,
now.
nobody can play now. It'd be funny if like your PS4 just starts smoking. Like, oh my god.
And I'm pretty sure that's when you were like, "What is going on?" It's because I was in the basement. I was like, "Are you kidding
You were
me?"
screaming. I had to leave because I was laughing so hard. I almost
that's-
peed myself.
That's what happened. I was like, what the hell are they doing
Yeah,
downstairs
it was pretty
again?
damn funny.
It was so well timed.
It was really
He
good.
literally
Yeah.
set up.
It only could have been better if Ben was literally like let's say it was a punch and he was like that close to the guy.
Of course,
that
it
would have been
better,
even
yeah.
better. But yeah,
I mean, I don't know why you got so heated. I mean, you can just reboot the game.
yeah
No,
man, just
and
get
it goes
good.
to the title screen, and I go back in and do it again. But multiple times, I've been like mostly through like Jade's character tower or Scorpion's character tower, and it gets like I'm at like the second to last boss, and it's like disconnection from the Mortal Kombat servers. And then I'm at the title screen. I'm like, you couldn't even like disconnect me from this fight.
Right, so
You
you
had
can
to
go
boot
back
me to
through,
the title
Yeah,
every
so you
time?
can go back and start over. Yeah, or start from that fight.
Yeah.
So that's what you don't like about the game so far.
Well, it's always online, and I'm not liking that at
Are you
all.
sure?
I'm not a big fan of the always online
Are
games.
you sure it's always online? Like you sure
You can
didn't
play
skip-
offline. I've done
Yeah.
local play.
Okay.
But if you want to do like any form, I don't know if the story's connected, but the towers are.
They're connected online.
Well, because they're always on timers. So at like 1 minute, the towers rotate on a specific timer.
Okay.
So it'll be there for 2 days or 10 hours. Or,
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that you're always connected for the towers because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
rotate them out. So you always have something new to do, some new challenge, stuff like that.
Something new to make you
characters
angry,
you're
get kicked to
focusing
the
here on.
main title screen. Yeah, I'm with you.
So overall, I love the game. I'm going to see what they do with the grind. I have nothing to say about it. As soon as I started the game, I noticed how bad it was, but I didn't look into it. I am going to see how bad it is once they adjust it. But I haven't bought any time crystals. I haven't done anything yet, so.
You haven't spent extra
I
money
haven't spent
on the
any
game?
real money on this yet.
I'm super
I'm very surprised as well.
Not gonna lie, when I was playing it the week beforehand, the only reason I didn't for some of those costumes, because they rotate the store every day,
Yeah.
is because they wouldn't let me because the game wasn't out yet.
They wouldn't let you. That's the only reason.
and then when it comes out, they said they're gonna adjust everything. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna spend money now.
True, yeah.
I'm gonna wait to see what the hell they're doing.
That's fair.
So
What have you been playing, Andy?
Mostly. Actually, I haven't. Really
actually, 2 seconds. 'Cause
my
this
God.
no, it's a legitimate question in chat. There is a controversy happening with Mortal Kombat, and I think it's the stupidest controversy ever. So you know the endings of Mortal Kombat, the non-canon endings where they've done some crazy things, they've done normal things.
yeah.
Jax's ending is he goes back in time and like helps the Underground Railroad succeed or something and alters the entire timeline.
Sure.
And everyone's freaking out about it because
Why
that's not
is
how
it-
history happens.
Is it
Well, no
Mortal
shit.
Kombat
That's why it's
all
called an
about
alternate timeline.
time travel?
Well, not only
anymore?
that, but it's about a guy with metal arms going back in time.
And that is actually the legend of John Henry. Everybody knows that.
That makes more sense that way.
Yeah. He
It's-
had metal arms. right?
Honestly, and
Him and Johnny Appleseed.
Tevia's got to because there's a bunch of controversy with Mortal Kombat 11.
I actually haven't.
I
even
honestly
looked
feel
at
like
that.
it's just the usual bullshit. AAA title, popular. What can we find a problem with?
I like it. I like
That's
to
it.
find
That's my
problems in
entire
everything.
stance on it. It's
Roll
the
with it.
dumbest
I
argument
like
ever.
it.
Right? Just lean into it.
Yeah.
Find problems with everything. Ben, I don't like that
I
hoodie
feel
today.
like I feel
You know?
like some
No.
people.
You're gonna tweet
I feel
about it?
like,
I might.
I feel like they hire some people just to be like, all right, find me the most
Well, because it does give
stupidest
press.
reason. Yeah, obviously.
If,
yeah.
if nothing else, people are
course.
like, oh, really? Huh?
Well, that's what it is. It's these news outlets that are known for finding problems.
Yeah.
And Mortal Kombat 11 is what everyone's talking about, so let's complain about an ending.
Oh, yeah.
In a game where you watched me literally rip someone's arms off and shoot 2 bullets through their eyes, and they got up and we continued to fight.
I don't see the problem.
Pretty realistic to me.
Yeah, I
don't
was
know.
going to say, everything about that game is realistic up to the time
I see
travel
it happening every
part.
day.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
The time tells where I lost you.
That's where they lost me.
All right, so you were playing. I'm sorry.
I actually haven't really been playing much this week, just because I've been waiting for like Days Gone to come out and things like that. I've played Rainbow Six Siege a couple times with Ben. I flashbanged him a few times because I can't figure out where the reload button is.
That's hilarious.
I'm
I'll be
slowly,
like, and here we go. God
I'm
damn
slowly
it.
getting into PC gaming because I always console game.
Oh God.
So Ben's like, you're gonna PC game now. So we're playing Rainbow Six Siege, and my fingers are dumb, and I'm trying to figure out all
you
the
got just fat fingers.
yeah. Just trying to figure out the controls. And I was like, I gotta reload, and I chucked a flashbang at Ben instead. And then he died, which was hilarious.
He died at
Yeah,
that?
So, but to
Oh,
be
because
fair, like
someone-
2 games later, he shot me, like legit. There was no reason.
The
he
round
just
was
shot
about to
me.
the round was about to end, and I'm trying to shoot this guy, and Andy's there shooting the guy, and I just start hosing him, and Andy's
Yeah,
like,
I was like, did you
just shoot me in the head? And I'm like, no, I shot you in the back.
I mean, at least he was
He
honest
was
about
honest
it.
about it. Yeah. Now I am very much looking forward to Days Gone. That comes out tomorrow. So
Tomorrow? Yeah.
This podcast is filmed on Thursday. The game's not out yet.
yes,
Everything I'm hearing is that it's just a mediocre release.
they're saying
so
that.
that's. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be the next be all end all open world game, but everything about it still looks.
I'll wait to see
been-
what you guys say about
It's
it.
been in development for
a long time,
for so
yeah.
many years at this point. I think it was announced. I think wasn't it like around the same time as Last of Us?
Yeah, it was a
And
while
then
ago
Last of
now.
Us 2 got announced. People were like,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, Andy and I were talking about this at Target, and I want to hear what you think about this. There's been
wasn't there
like
at
no
Target.
promotion for
"Days Gone."
yeah.
Not really. Yeah.
Now, like this is the minimal, and it's on the PlayStation Store and stuff. But
It may be because they probably don't have the money for it, man.
Dante says it was E3 2016 when we heard about
That's
this game.
insane.
Okay,
Yeah, it was that long ago.
But we haven't seen that much promotion. It's not like you go in
It's
Target and
because-
there's the big standee or anything like
They had
that.
a little
It
sign
was
for it, but yeah, that was it.
2016, back when the zombie craze was still pretty
Right, yeah,
relevant,
yeah.
and then people were making all their games all about zombies. So obviously people were hyped about it,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, it's gonna be another Last of Us, right?" And people just lost interest. you
I
know?
forgot it was even coming out until I think one of you said it's coming out this Friday, and I'm like, oh.
Well, yeah, because I mean, so everything. I mean, like I said, I don't expect it to be the greatest
You
open
still
world
wanna play
game.
it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it still intrigues me. It's still
fair.
something I want to play, and I like to make my own opinion on things. So
Well, please
I'm
do
gonna get
because
it
I will
and-
not be picking it up.
All right then.
Please do.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
What have you played?
I've been playing some more Sekiro, obviously. I don't know. I
didn't even know you liked that
It's
game.
definitely shaping up to be my favorite of the year at this point. I've replayed it so many goddamn
Only
times.
April.
I was gonna say it's only April though.
I know.
Borderlands
But-
3 still has to come out.
Yeah, but
that this
still
year?
though.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
September.
This game
That's right.
is made it in my top 3 of all time at this point.
Really?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So it goes
100%.
Bioshock Infinite.
No, it goes. it goes.
Dan from the
I like
control
you're just
room.
giggling in the other room. Yeah.
It goes Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, and then Bioshock 1.
And where's Infinite?
Yeah. Where's Infinite?
Infinite is probably like 100.
100. Wow, that's pretty good.
I
don't even know if my list has 100
I mean,
on it.
because it's got the name Bioshock in it, obviously. That's the only reason.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's got
Makes
a Big
sense.
Daddy showing up also in the DLC.
DLC.
That's it. That's the only reason.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I pretty much platinumed it. So I came up with a bunch of challenges that we're doing on my stream right now. It is currently a no death run. So if you want to join on that, please do. It's fun. I just did it for myself essentially. I just want to just get more play out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I love it so much. I really do. I cannot recommend it enough, honestly.
I actually want to actually add in something, and I thought about making a whole video on this, but the stream asked me to go back to Minecraft because I play survival games, and I went back to it in 2019, and it's almost a completely different game, the amount of stuff that has been put into this. But one thing that I found hilarious, and I don't think you watched the stream to see it, Andy, and I just because we like to tell our goofy stories here.
Sure.
So I was coming back to our house on stream, and I was playing with Dan and Caitlin and Sean.
Okay.
And we're like, oh, we just need some quick food. And so I'm
Okay.
like, okay, I'll get some quick food. And I ran over to the house. And now bear in mind, it looks completely different, the game now. And there's so many different things you can do and stuff like
Still
that.
looks blockish, yeah. Sure.
Huh?
I mean,
Well, it's still Minecraft.
It's still Minecraft.
It's like they're not blocks anymore.
What is
It's like
different about
literally
it?
a completely different game
What
now.
is different
It
about
actually
it?
looks like Breath of the Wild now.
Well, so I went over. And
I played
I had a flint and steel, and I was like, I wonder if I can just light the ground on fire and it'll cook the chickens as they walk over.
Light your house on fire?
I go to the pen and I light the grass on fire, and Dan's chickens start cooking.
Sure.
But they also light on fire, and they don't immediately cook. They start running around.
So now chickens are running around on fire,
Right.
setting other things on fire.
And they ran into Sean's house.
Oh, Lord.
And they started hosing, his whole house started lighting up, and I'm just standing there watching it.
Just watching the world burn.
I'm like, oh, what do I even
I
do?
don't
And then Sean's
want
on
to
his
set
roof
the
with like a
world.
bucket of water. He's like, oh no, I missed that side.
Put it out. Put it out.
And the chat's just like, this has taught us that either playing with Ben, he'll either pour lava on you or whatever.
Sure.
Or he'll, shoot you in the back.
Right.
Also, Kaylin killed me once, and she was like, truce. And I'm like, okay. And she went to the box, and she started opening the box.
And you
And
killed
I
her.
just dumped lava next to her.
Technically, you didn't kill her.
No, that was
The
old.
lava did.
But the point, what I'm saying is, and this is what I find weird, why I wanted to bring this Minecraft up. Actually,
I was about to say, what did that come
He's
from?
gonna
I'm
get
telling
there.
stories.
There's
Sure,
a point.
sure. Uh-huh.
I wanted to get a quick opinion on you guys about how do you feel about games that legit never end? Because Minecraft just came out with a new patch 2 days ago, or
Well,
1 day ago.
All I should say is some games should end. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. I mean, Fortnite should end.
Well-
Minecraft should end. You asked
Fortnite and Minecraft will
asked
never
for my
end.
opinion.
I know.
I'm giving it.
But here's why I wanted to bring this up.
Some games.
Based upon you stating that Sekiro is your favorite game of all
Yes.
time at this point, right?
Right.
Okay. What if Sekiro never had to end? What if they just kept giving you content?
That's just not the type of games that I'm into, though. I mean,
Like
I would
never-ending
just-
titles?
Yeah, I would. I want them to have an end. I want to be satisfied with the ending that I get. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it. If I wanted to just keep going, then I would just play an MMO. Just like we're playing 14.
I kind of feel like Minecraft's gotten to that point. They even have a button where it makes a server
Probably,
for
yeah.
you now, and then we all jump in and play.
100%.
Yeah.
We were playing the game, like, no, build a house. Raiders showed up and pillaged our area, and I'm talking Minecraft. I'm not talking like
Last time I
Rust.
played Minecraft, I think the only thing that could show up was like the creeper or something.
I had an Aquaman.
Creepers
There's a
and-
temple with a ghost that came up and
Endermans as
cursed me, and like little drowned zombies came out.
And
the
zombies.
chat's like, no, you got to go in there. There's a chest in there, and I'm like, there's like 10 drowned things chasing me, and they all look like goddamn Aquaman, and they're all like throwing tridents at me.
Yeah, they've added a bunch
Now
of
Ben's
stuff.
Minecraft guy has like a whole backstory. He's got a family.
So, but that's what I mean. Like, I wanted to bring that up because Minecraft's never ending. They just added the pillagers in. So what if Sekiro just kept adding enemies, adding things for you to do?
That's just not the type of. It's not what the developers want to go with the game. It's
Right, but
just-
what if they did?
what if they did? Well, I would probably not like it as much, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just want it to have an end.
You want to be like, I beat this, it's my favorite game, it has a completion.
Yeah, I want it to be story-based, and I just want to be able to improve on my mistakes, and that's the games that I kind of want to tackle.
Yeah, and so that honestly, that's what I lean towards too. Like I've played Minecraft and I've played Fortnite, and those are fun, but I'm not playing them forever.
Yeah. Well, let me flip it on you, Andy. One of your all-time favorite games is Witcher.
That is correct.
Witcher just kept coming out with content.
It did, but the actual last DLC had a fantastic ending.
There you go.
That if you had been playing all of the games,
yeah,
like if you started at 1, played 2, played 3, and then, which in itself had a very fine ending, but then like the DLC had like a legit, this is it, this is and it's actually one of the reasons I have not played Witcher 3 again. Probably one of my all-time favorite games, definitely my top 5. I've only played it one time because the story was so complete for me. I feel like going back and doing it again would cheapen it.
Because you start to ruin some of those memories.
That's what I'm saying. Like I had such a complete memory from that game, or such a complete experience, and like they were all my choices. I never looked anything up. Like, well, what happens if I do it this way? They were my choices for that game. So I get all the way to the end. It had my ending, and I feel like if I go back through it, it'll just ruin it for me.
See,
and I even own it, and I don't play. I haven't played it again.
I actually kind of feel that way about Nier. Nier is one of my all-time favorite games.
Okay.
And I'd say probably 90% of it without looking anything up. Once you get towards the ending and you're like, so how do I get the 25th ending?
Okay, to be honest, I probably looked up a couple of those Gwent cards, and then I realized I couldn't get them because I had already completed the area they were supposed to be in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, yeah.
Thank you.
But I mean, I looked up a couple things just
card.
because Nier's near, but I ended up buying the Yorha edition of the year, whatever they called it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'll play it again.
Sure.
And I haven't done it. It's just sitting on my PlayStation. But part of the reason is like, I don't want to ruin my
Your first time experience.
Your experience, your memories of
my
it.
virgin experience of Nier.
Yeah. Because the thing, there's so many different options and things to do in Witcher. And I assume maybe,
Nier's kind of like that
I played a little bit of Nier, I haven't beaten it. But yeah, it's like, I mean, would I do things differently? Would that, because obviously there's different outcomes to different things, but like my outcomes were mine. My experience was mine, so.
Well said, yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on to our news topic. We'll do the real one first before we go to the jokey ones.
Oh, here we go.
So, the Epic Games launcher versus the Steam launcher ordeal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The Epic Games CEO came out and said that they would stop paying for exclusives if Steam would give the same breakdown that Epic Games gives to the developers. So, the reason why a lot of developers are going to the Epic Games launcher, regardless of it being pretty much anti-consumer, having none of the features of any other launcher, pretty much being the worst launcher, is they give 88% of the profits to the developer.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's a
huge chunk.
That is a huge chunk. Yeah. I think it's like 12 or 15% more than Steam. Don't quote me on that. I know it's around that kind of number time frame. And that's the big reason why a lot of developers are going there. On top of that, Epic is now paying for exclusives to go over. Hence Division 2. Hence, they're all on there. And Epic is not even trying to win the launcher game. It's not really well known, but I was saying it. If you buy Division on there, or you buy any of the Uplay games like Anno, they load on the Ubisoft launcher. They don't actually load on the Epic Games launcher.
Correct, yeah.
What it does is it boots up the Uplay launcher, which is actually not that terrible, and that might just because I play a lot of Ubisoft games, so like their news feed is just, here's Assassin's Creed, here's Steep, here's Crew. I'm like, oh, Steep's got new shit?
You also play so many of their games, you actually score Uplay points to
unlock
in order
stuff,
to unlock costumes and everything else, so why wouldn't you?
I've always found the Epic Games launcher to be weird because they do allow you to they allow these other companies to open up their own launchers, which Steam doesn't let you do.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah. Steam, you can move a Steam game onto the Uplay launcher, but it won't by default launch the Uplay launcher. My assumption was just to lock everyone in, and then they were going to lock all that stuff down. But now they're stating that if Steam were to give 88% to their developers, they would stop paying for exclusives, which is their biggest thing.
Right, yeah.
So what do you guys think of that? Because I'm wondering if Epic Games Launcher is just straight up losing so much money, they're just trying to prove it. Because
in terms of what?
Like in general, they got to be losing money because they haven't added any features since. You can't tell me they're making money to put anything in there.
Epic Launcher?
Yeah.
They've got Fortnite.
That's it.
And they've got, I
no,
guess
but they don't have things like you can't leave reviews for games.
Right.
There's no friends list.
Right.
There's no integrated servers. There's no cloud saving.
Right.
Things that Steam and even the Uplay launcher bring to you that makes you go, okay, the launcher's annoying, but it's not terrible. I get a lot of bonus features.
Right.
Even your PlayStation, you have a cloud save. That's not on the Epic Games launcher. PlayStation handles the connection of your games through the PSN. Like these basic features that these things have, Epic Games Launcher is missing. And they have like a roadmap for when they're all coming out, but they're moving way too fast for what they're not giving you.
Right.
So
what was the question?
what do you think of them basically being willing to give up the exclusives
Right.
if Steam were to buckle? Now, no one thinks Steam will buckle.
Because Steam is huge at this point.
Steam is massive.
Yeah,
They're like
yeah,
McDonald's versus Burger King. They don't give a crap, you know?
Wow.
We all might
Wait, who's winning in that argument?
Burger King in my opinion. I like Burger King.
I
better.
prefer
That's what I mean,
McDonald's,
yeah,
that's
because
fine.
Steam is
Okay.
just letting anything in at this point.
No,
Like
yeah,
the
Steam is,
crappiest-
which is another problem.
Anything.
like the crappiest indie titles that
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah,
even
yeah.
be on Steam are on Steam. So yeah, I don't. I
Well,
wish
where
they
else
were
would you
kind
get
of-
your crappy indie titles, Natalie?
I don't know, man. Freaking
Exactly.
websites, various websites. I don't know.
Various. Epic Launcher.
Epic launch.
But that's where Fortnite is. So yeah,
That's
obviously.
true, yeah. Crappy indie games.
Yeah, I mean, I know neither of you guys are heavy PC gamers, so I think I have the most stake in this because I,
I
have
have
all
two.
the launchers.
Hey, listen. We still play
true.
on PC. All right. I mean, I play Anno on PC as well. I mean,
did?
anything that, yeah.
I just started playing that game that's been out for like 2-3 years.
There you go.
Thank you.
You started. You gotta
The big
start
problem that
somewhere.
I have right now with the Epic Games launcher versus Steam, whatever, you can have your launcher war. I get so annoyed when the game is exclusive to Epic and they just don't have the features that make it function.
Right, yeah.
I literally go out of my way to avoid getting games unless we need it for work if it's on the Epic Games launcher. at this point.
I've seen that at, like a lot of comments. Was it Metro that was Epic exclusive?
it is, yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. And everyone, everybody online is like, well, it looks like I'm boycotting Epic, or I'm boycotting Metro because it's on Epic and things like that.
You're
And I'm like,
hurting
well,
the
I'm
devs.
playing on. Yeah, you're only hurting the developers. Who it's not on the developers, it's on the publisher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with the
Like I got
developers.
Metro on PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'm buying the games at other locations if I can.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, I don't care because I'm going to buy it on the PlayStation anyway,
Right.
and I like the developers, so I'm going to support them. But
Yeah.
yeah, really, at that point, you're not hurting Steam, you're not hurting Epic. Nobody cares. You're hurting the developers,
Yeah.
who then
Epic is trying to
eventually
make-
won't get enough money to create the games you want to play.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be all about the goddamn developers, always.
Right, so buy it
They're
on a
the
platform
ones that
that
give
works.
you the game. Yeah, they're the ones that make the game. They're the ones that you should be supporting.
Right.
The big argument with the Epic Games launcher is that it's anti-consumer. Things like reviews aren't on Epic Games launcher.
Right,
Steam
right.
has it. Uplay even I think it has it. Features.
How old is the Epic launcher? I don't even remember.
It's like 6 months. It is
Are you
really
sure?
new.
Right,
No,
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
But they came out of the gate and started buying exclusives
Right,
with
right.
none of these base features.
It was there since Fortnite came out.
The launcher.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
But
No.
it wasn't in the manner of buy and sell game. It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Epic.
It was,
launcher,
yeah, it was
yeah.
like that
I
for
see.
just that. Yeah. Because I'm trying to remember when Steam actually originally came out.
That was.
Which
So,
was
okay,
a long
so-
time
it was
ago.
a long time ago. Yeah.
This is. I'll ignore the recently shipped features.
Okay.
So here's what's coming to the Epic Games launcher: a search by genre and tag. They don't have that search functionality.
Okay. Listen,
Impro-
if you're looking for a game, you should know what it is. I'm sorry.
improvements meaning so it works properly offline games. You can't do offline mode properly. And install management under the hood. That's store video hosting, so you can put videos up of your games. Store page redesign, improved DLC support, cloud saves, add-on purchase checks. That's just to see if there's DLCs that you should be adding. Improved patch sizes. In 6 months, we're gonna get user reviews. So you can,
I feel like somebody was at Epic's like, we need our own launcher. Well, okay, so we'll put all this stuff in. How long will that take? like a year? Screw that. Release it now.
that's exactly what it sounds like.
We'll
doesn't it?
we'll get around to it. It'll be fine.
So user reviews, wish lists are missing, news feeds and follow-up improvements. This is
Yeah.
6 months down the line. Price adjusting bundles. So if you buy things together, they
Yeah,
adjust
like
automatically.
Steam does. Get all 5 of these games and you'll save like $30.
Additional payment methods.
Sure.
Is 6 months down the line.
We'll get around to it. Eventually, like a dude from Epic will show up at your house and like ask to get the money. Like, I'd like to pay for that in cash, please. All right, Steve's on his way.
Additional currencies. Player playtime tracking.
like Uber
mod
Eats.
support. Epic Games overlay. That allow like when we're playing Siege and you can pull up the friends list.
Yeah.
Library improvements.
I mean, it just sounds like they were just trying to get it out the door real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Longer than 6
Like most
months.
things nowadays.
Achievements. Shopping cart. Direct carrier billing. My favorite's the shopping cart.
You can buy your games one at a time. You will not be buying them in mass. I'm sorry. But I want Fortnite and World War Z. We don't care. Do it twice. I don't know what to tell you.
A social overhaul, so I guess chat rooms and stuff. And
What's that? You want to talk to people? No.
here's the best ones. Date to be determined.
There you go.
Refunds.
Sure.
God.
Sure. We'll get around to it.
This is why. This is why.
Okay. It says automated refund, so you can probably contact like.
It's the
No,
same
it's
guy,
fine. No,
Steve.
this
I'd like my money back. He's all right. Steve's on his way. Shows up with your $60.
This is why they're explicitly telling you, do not buy in bulk. You need to make sure that this purchase
Trust
is
me.
what you want.
You do not
okay?
want to buy 2 games at a
You do
time.
not want to deal with Steve.
No, Epic. Oh,
gifting,
Steve. I thought you said Steam. I'm sorry.
gifting, an Android store, and then
your
Arabic
name?
translation and Korea game releases.
God damn
The problem is with the Epic Game Store is it's so unready, unprepared.
Right, yeah.
And they're going so heavy into getting these exclusives like Borderlands, World War Z, Metro, you know,
Right.
and like, because they're offering 88%, publishers are like, yeah, we're on board. And then
Sure.
you have companies like Ubisoft that are like, okay, we don't really care about the 88%, but you're going to point people to our launcher that we want people on.
Right.
So they're doing whatever they can to get these developers on their store. And now we have the argument of we'll stop doing exclusives if Steam gives a fair shake to the developer. Now, I do agree with that. And
Meanwhile, Valve's just like, yo, okay.
yeah, exactly. Now, for the record, a lot of the
run to that.
developers are passing on the savings.
Yeah.
Metro was cheaper on the Epic Game Store. Epic World War Z, the reason we bought the work versions so we can play it here for work, we got it on the Epic Game Store.
'Cause it's cheaper, yeah,
It's
yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah. It's. I think it's like, it's like $5 or $10.
It's $5 or $10 cheaper, but when you buy as many games as we do for
Yeah,
work,
that
like
makes sense.
as much as I want to be able to say I boycott the Epic Games launcher, I can dislike it, and I only get games when I really need to. But that's because of a lack of functionality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care about the. I get a lot of people complaining about the user reviews and the wish list.
Sure.
I don't really care as much about that because you can just go to Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic. There's a number of things you can do.
I can honestly tell you, in how long, I don't know how long I've been playing video games. Let's say 30 years. I have never once written a review for anything on any website.
And I honestly never trust any of the user reviews.
Because I mean that's all opinion based. I mean you can get technical things. Yeah, like okay, this is technical bugs, sure. But if somebody's like, I didn't like the acting, or I didn't like the story.
That's what a lot of the
Well,
user like. If you go to
That's an
Amazon, half the
opinion.
reviews are the shipment messed up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. How was the product?
Steve didn't bring me my money when I wanted
Well,
it.
it's funny because we
Son of a
entered into an
bitch.
era where no one trusted journalists because they're all being paid and they're all
Sure.
shills. And then we all moved towards, well, user reviews are better. And then user reviews started going, oh, just we'll review bomb anything we disagree with.
Well, yeah, I was gonna
So
say.
now you can't
yeah.
trust user reviews, so I just don't trust any of them, and I just go watch a couple of YouTube videos at this point.
It's usually I'll take like 4 I'll watch.
Yeah.
Decide if I like kind of what they're saying and what the gameplay looks like, and then I buy the game.
That's where I'm
Or
at now
don't.
if I'm on
Or
the
don't buy
fence
the
on a game. I go
Yeah.
watch YouTube videos because they'll normally analytically do it, and it's not some guy going, like, for example, Borderlands 3 is exclusive to Epic. Screw this game. Review bomb. 1 out of 10 on 2. Like,
But you haven't played the game
yeah,
yet.
there's nothing
It
about the
doesn't
game release.
matter.
Yeah,
So-
that's silly.
And that's when Steve shows up at their house with a bat.
Man, Steve is all over the place.
He
today.
does a
Yeah,
lot in the
seriously.
company.
And that's
What do
why
you think,
can't-
Nat? I know you're not a huge
you can't
PC
fire him
gamer.
because he's the only one working at Epic Store. What's that?
I know you're not a huge PC gamer, but do you have any real opinion on this?
Yeah, I told you, man. Whatever. My priority, if I was on PC only, I want to support the devs 100%. I don't care what everyone else does.
Yeah.
I want to support them because
And I actually
in
agree
the
with that,
end,
yeah.
that is who is going to keep making those games, not the publishers, the developers.
Yeah.
That's it. That should be all that matters, really. At this
But the
point.
problem is that they're putting all these launchers in the war, you know, like, and that's
Yeah,
the issue.
that's
But getting it on PlayStation fixes
Well, I
that
mean,
for a lot of
that's
people.
the same thing as the console exclusives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's like, well, you know, let's say I have.
Remember everyone freaking out about Tomb Raider on Xbox?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, well, if you like that game though, and you like those developers,
Yeah.
and you have an Xbox, or you know, you don't. I mean, if you don't have an Xbox, or a PlayStation, you know, if you don't have whatever the exclusive
Or
is
you-
on,
you
it's not your
wait.
choice. Or you wait. Yeah, I mean, that's
just wait it out.
launcher exclusives are the exact same thing as console exclusives, which I used to love because you know PC gamers are always like, well, I have a PC, so I can
Yeah.
play everything,
And it's in
now
one store on
it's in
Steam.
one, and they're all freaking out about it.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's the equivalent of the console people.
That's the thing. It's not even like because I mean, literally, you can still play it. It's just literally on a different launcher, but everyone's I'm boycotting it now. You know, it's like,
A
haha, we
lot
had
of
to
the, a
deal
lot of
with
people
this
that are
too.
boycotting it that I've seen are against the anti-consumer practices. Epic should not be making such a huge push if all these features are missing. They've got tons of employees. They've said like there's thousands of employees there.
Here's the thing, though. That boils down to people are shocked that a company wants to make money.
Oh yeah, but here's my argument against
This
that. 'Cause I have the same problem with World of Warcraft, where they're like, oh, it took us 18 months to come out with a patch. Your company's huge. Why didn't you go, all right, Steve, you and your guys, you're
Put
working
down
on...
the bat and do this thing.
Like, why?
No, but I understand it. But it's just like people are like, okay, why didn't why weren't these features on the launcher when it came out, when it launched?
Yeah.
The launcher when it launched. Sure, yes, that's an oversight, or it was most likely somebody was pushing it to lay it out early because they wanted to make money, and then people are like, well, why are they paying for the exclusives? Because they want you to use the launcher.
I agree.
I mean, there's no other way around it.
What Epic is trying to do is not turn into Minecraft or PUBG.
Yeah.
If they bring you to the Epic Games launcher where Fortnite is hosted, maybe you'll play Fortnite.
Sure.
And every developer wants to be there because the millions of people playing Fortnite will then see an ad that goes,
Oh, maybe I want to play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so you could say it's anti-consumer to not have these features. It's just because they want to make money. They're not after you guys personally.
No.
Maybe they are, actually. I don't know who the head of Epic is.
Everyone is at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't make money, you can't make any more, or you just...
That's
can't
true.
keep
If the
going.
Epic launcher doesn't make money,
Exactly.
they can't update the features either.
No,
Yeah.
they can't.
So,
It's all about the
you know,
money.
and what is like the head of Epic, who I don't know who he is, the CEO of Epic,
Yeah.
isn't gonna go, all right, guys, I guess we'll pack it in. You know, that's just it's a business. Unfortunately, that's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, and people just don't, whenever...
but everybody takes it like as a personal
Yeah, it's a
slight.
personal attack, absolutely.
Yeah, like,
absolutely.
Let's move on to the last topic because we're way over the time we intended to do for this.
Yes.
A guy beat Sekiro by cheating. How do you feel, Natalie?
It's not a guy. If it was a guy, I wouldn't give two shits.
That's like me doing it, like, hey,
Yeah,
Natalie,
wouldn't
I beat her by
it's
cheating.
whatever.
Yeah,
If you feel like if it's
Yeah.
just a random guy that's just going like, hey, I beat it by using cheats and I feel okay about it, that's
And I'm
cool for you,
cool
dude.
with it.
That's cool. That's a game reviewer.
Yeah.
No, that's
Who flat out said he
That- yeah,
could
flat out
not beat
said
the
yes.
game without using the
And
mod.
He got to the last boss, though. I'll give him that.
the last goddamn boss.
Still
is
didn't beat the
if you.
game.
That's the thing, though. If you get to the last freaking boss, by the time you get to it.
You should
it's
have
got
the skills.
all the, it's not even that. God damn it, Andy.
You should be good.
It's not about the skills.
I'm looking at what he did to cheat. It's a
I know,
slowdown mod.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
I'm
just-
just saying though, by the time you get to the very end, the end boss, you should have everything because basically it's like a mix of all the moves that you've actually learned throughout the game.
Right.
So you should, if you play
But
the
slowed
game
down.
right, if you learned everything right, then by the end of the game, you should be able to tackle the last boss no problem. In my opinion, it's a mix of everything that you've learned in the game.
It's a culmination of all your skills.
So to me, it just feels like this guy probably just cheesed the entire game because you can't cheese these bosses, right? And then at the very end, he was just like, I can't do it. I'm done with it, you know? I've put all these time and effort into it. I just don't want to do it. So I'm just going to slow down the freaking...
Honestly, bro.
slow down the goddamn time so I can actually parry him. Like, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's just a random guy, but because this is why I don't trust reviewers, because these are the freaking people that review those games. Those are the ones. That's what I'm saying.
How was he supposed to review it if he didn't beat the end?
Then
the
just
boss,
don't be
and
a
he can't
reviewer.
beat the
Simple as
ending
that.
Well, how
boss?
do you feel about
Don't-
he at least admitted it?
I mean,
I like how he admitted it though,
I mean-
because
No,
he's
he
like,
could have easily said, I just beat the game.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
admitted it, but then I think what blew up is the fact that he said,
and I'm fine
and
with
I
it.
feel okay about
Yeah,
that.
I
Like
feel
you're
okay.
a reviewer, dude. You should not be promoting cheats right there when you're a reviewer.
Well, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, there was another guy that came out and said he beat the game, but he didn't. He got to the ending, couldn't beat it, so he just watched the YouTube video,
Yeah, I
and he
saw
was
that,
fine
yeah,
with
yeah.
it.
And that's fine. That's fine though. You know that's
But
not,
how is him watching the video different from the guy who just cheesed to watch the video?
because he actually went into like he actually changed the game is meant to be played. He slowed down the time of the game. That's not how it's meant to be played. You can cheese the bosses all you want. That's fine. You're not actually altering anything within the game. The guy that cheated and slowed down the time altered with how the game is meant to be played. That's why.
Matt Flamestar brings up a good point, and I looked at who did this. This is PC Gamer.
Right.
This isn't like some Joe Schmo. So how do
Right.
you're
That's
implying
that's
that
what I
all
mean.
reviewers have a full choice in what they get to play? What if it was just his editor stating, I have Sekiro, you're on it. And what if I pointed at Andy and said to you, and then Andy can't get past the last boss?
You said it was PC Gamer.
PC Gamer is a company. It's a company. Yeah,
Right.
so it's a professional company. It's not like we're sitting around playing it.
PC
We just go, okay,
Gamer-
Natalie, you want to play it? No one wants to play it? We're not going to talk about it. You know, like.
That's what I mean. What
could do
is your
that.
question here exactly?
Well, your entire argument.
so
is
maybe
based
maybe
on-
he wasn't a fan of the game.
Yeah,
He
maybe
was just trying to get through it for work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that, like, you love the game, right? You're saying it's in your top 3 now.
Surely someone in the office must be a fan of these type of games, or
Maybe not. Not, I mean, video game reviewers are kind. It's kind of known that they have so much
I
stuff on
wanna
their
know
plate.
what
They don't
his
have a lot of time to
opinion-
play games.
Then in that case, I don't care how you beat it. I want to know what he thinks about it. What he said afterwards, after beating it. Did he say it was too hard? Did he say it was awful? It's unplayable?
I admire From Software games for much more than the challenge, the small, sad stories, the controversial level design, the idiosyncrasy design touches. Sekiro's difficulty is much more prescription than the Souls games too. Bosses are lock and key challenges that require a gradual buildup of instinct and intuition in response to their particular attack patterns. It works most of the time. Sekiro's best bosses are great teachers. I really liked the second bout with the corrupted monk, within a few hours of space and practice between meetings, and a moveset consisting of clearly telegraphed but swift and strange attack rhythms. The monk feels designed to show off your own muscle memory to you. Those slow burn effigies are one of Sekiro's greatest assets. And then there's the ape, and he goes into with the ape.
So he's praising the
But
fact
sometimes
that
bosses are straight up tests of endurance and reflex and difficulty for the sake of difficulty. The final boss is one of them.
No, it's not.
An hour or so in, I slow the action down about 50% with the intent to study his moveset. I plan on leaping off the cliff once I get cozy and then juicing up back to speed back to normal. But it feels too good to stop, so I finished the guy off in slow
it felt
motion.
too good to stop.
So good to
I mean,
stop.
cheating felt so good. I just couldn't stop.
Oh, it felt so good. He
So-
was so slow. I couldn't go back to normal.
So I finished the guy off in slow motion, watch a predictably brief From Software ending. I got the good one too, and let the credits roll. The adrenaline high, the sense of accomplishment, the themes,
You
and
shouldn't-
motifs,
you
and
should
memories
not have
are
adrenaline
still
at this
flowing
point.
through me. Nothing is lost, and I love this damn game. So he's a fan.
It was so slow. My adrenaline was
He's like,
pumping.
my adrenaline is pumping. The guy was so slow. Oh my God, just the sheer fact that I used cheats to win.
And I could parry every single move. My
So he's a
adrenaline was
fan.
through the roof, man. Through the roof.
Some might say I
did not
missed the
miss a
intended
goddamn
catharsis,
berry.
sidestepping the artist's intent. So
Which is
what?
What Natalie is saying.
There's nothing to preserve from the greater good in Sekiro's design. I'll get what I can from it. I got a lot from Sekiro. Sekiro is certainly a game about overcoming challenges, and I felt that from
Using
from
And I
it
feel
quite
like
often.
I've not done that.
I felt solidarity and sadness in seeing our modern conflicts echoed in the set pieces that depict a clinical nature of violence, or cynical nature of violence, all directed by a select few in power. I laughed alone, maniacally, after meeting Kite Guy. I saw anger dissolve in pity and consolence and regret after bumping into the headless
The
ape
Wu
a
guy?
second time.
Kite
Is
guy?
he talking about the Wu guy? Because it's not. Because this is not. It's not a boss. You can actually just
He said meeting.
meeting. Okay,
Yeah,
meeting.
he didn't say B.
Okay.
Only for a perfectly healthy family member or friend or lover to stand in the way and get cut down defending an animated corpse. It's a game about specific moments, not a game entirely about making players do the sword good. Difficulty is one axis, but not the orbital center. I feel no shame in putting down the last guy in slow-mo mode. It looked cool.
My
I felt
adrenaline was
empowered.
pumping. It felt so
It was the
good.
appropriate time to flip the table and be the From Software boss myself.
You did. That's
So,
the thing,
yeah.
though. I think the worst part of this whole thing is that someone who's obviously a fan of the series, like, came back with that, and it turned into a meme because
Yeah.
everyone's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just you did not achieve anything. And
Yeah, you
you
didn't
I
didn't
love
achieve
make
Tammy's
a
response.
difference or whatever.
How do you do slow-mo mode?
It's
I will
called-
say this.
It's called never buy the game.
I will say this though.
Basically.
So I agree with you. He has a very well written review for why it didn't matter that he
absolutely.
cheated.
Yeah.
And I
good
will.
with
I mean,
words.
I agree with you. And as a reviewer, maybe he shouldn't have done that side of it.
Mm-hmm.
However, because it is a single player experience and it is his experience, and if he feels fine with it, that's his experience. Whether we feel he didn't get anything out of it, or
That's fine, but most people rely on
Right,
him
it's the reviewing
giving
part.
a
Yeah,
review.
yeah.
And when he just
That's
be
the aspect.
yeah,
like if
he
Ben
just-
came to me and was like, "Well, like when you paid for the super jackets in
Devil May Cry. I
Devil
did
May
that.
Cry." You know what I'm saying?
The
Like,
unintentional
how does
God
it-
mode that we both went, this is kind of more fun.
you're like, how does that make you feel? Like to me, it doesn't, because it's your experience.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. So if the guy felt his experience was fine, he had that adrenaline high, and it felt
that
so good to
adrenaline from
slow
just
down that
parrying
boss.
everything.
Like,
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. The whole game was not. The whole game was not slowed down. It was just the boss. So he was
Yeah.
like normal, you know?
Yeah.
He was just like, oh,
No,
I'm super
the whole
fast right
game
now.
ran in slow-mo. It's
Yeah.
slow-mo mode.
No, I could have sworn that
No, I'm
Wolf
watching- he's
was
got a clip here.
actually- Really?
Yeah.
I thought Wolf was just normal.
Wolf's the main character?
Yeah. Wolf is the main character. Sorry, Sekiro.
No, that looks, I haven't played
Sekiro.
Sekiro. I've not played it, But from what I've seen you playing a lot of, that looks slower than normal. It's right here.
Let me see. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
he slowed the whole game
That's
down.
what I mean. You see this boss right here?
Yeah.
It's basically the only thing that's new right there, right? That's it. That boss that you're seeing right there. But then the moves that he's using is a mix of what you've learned from the third boss in the game. Well, technically, second if you skip. Second boss in the game, right? Is the exact same. So technically, if you've learned how to beat the second boss, you would have no problem tackling the last boss at all. So I don't know what he did. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah. So like I said, I mean, I agree with you, but I also, you know, it's his experience.
And that just goes back to what I was saying before when I don't trust reviewers anymore
Right,
because
yeah.
that's the kind of people that just give us reviews.
And
Just
that's your
play
opinion.
yourself.
Though.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with
know.
Andy. It's your opinion how to take
Yeah,
it.
that's fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add to the discussion before we close?
Yes, absolutely. How do you feel about Kingdom Hearts 3 and the latest difficulty? Are you going to go back and play it?
No, because it's boring.
Critical mode.
I
came
did
out
it on
today.
proud mode and I got bored, so I don't think
it
critical
came
mode is
out-
going to redeem it.
No,
for
But
me.
critical
definitely
is
did.
much more
It came
critical.
out today.
I mean, I'll go check it out, but in all honesty, like proud mode, I was what I was playing on, and that was not interesting to me. So
Yeah.
I don't see myself going, well, now it's even harder, so it's so much more fun.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you weren't.
It's not
into
like I
the
was playing in
story,
easy
yeah,
mode
yeah.
and my complaint was that it's easy. I was playing on proud mode.
Yeah.
And I got annoyed because it was just so easy and simple because they just made it easy and simple. And then the story wasn't enthralling me because the gameplay was easy and the story wasn't enthralling me. And everyone's like, oh, well, the normal Kingdom Hearts stuff kicks up after you get out of all the Disney worlds. And I'm like, well, I don't want to relive Frozen.
Yeah, I know.
Wiki. What? Oh, that's what happened.
But Ben, you got to let it go.
And real quick for you two, because I know you're both Star Wars fans, mostly.
No, I hate
How do
Star
you
Wars.
feel? How do you feel about the newest Star Wars game that was announced, and apparently that is compared to a Sekiro?
It's the Dark Souls of
the
Star
Dark Souls
Wars.
of Star Wars, obviously. Yeah.
I don't care either way because it was just a giant cutscene.
Yeah.
Until I see gameplay.
Supposedly, that was all in game though. But it's
How
like,
many
it's
times
like,
have we
it's-
heard that
well,
one?
exactly. It's a trailer. The trailer itself was okay. Like it wasn't amazing. I'm just happy for a single player Star Wars game again.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I can't remember the last time we had one.
Because remember, EA is saying that apparently single player
think it
experiences
was-
were
I
not
think it was
viable
Star
anymore.
Killer.
Was it Force Unleashed?
I
maybe?
think so.
Yeah, Force Unleashed 2, probably. Yeah, I honestly can't remember. So I'm happy for that. So obviously I'll be, once you start
You just
seeing
need to
more
know
of the
more
game.
about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So the actual trailer itself was okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't anything amazing, but
Okay. Yeah,
All right.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on Eligible Monster, our podcast that has been gone for about a month and a half, but we are back in full swing. Discussions, gameplay, VR gameplay, and discussions. And we are going to try to get more and more stuff out here covering gaming news and in general. For anybody who may be here from the old school days, I apologize, but channel's evolving, going to new stuff. Hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
meh.
Find Natalie on her Twitch, link down below. Andy doesn't exist.